What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Vercitorix gaming channel. Today was supposed to be an episode of Corvus, our male unrelated Deinonychus, becoming a father. However, I've decided to put that off ever so slightly, and the reason I've put it off is because there is something happening in the community, and it's been happening over the last couple of months, but it's something I feel we now need to pay attention to more than ever. We have more and more modders leaving the community as we speak. Why are these modders leaving? Well, it's quite simple why they're leaving. They're leaving because of the community. Let that sink in. They're leaving because of the community. Now, you and I both know that that is not the whole community. The whole community is not to blame for this. It's a small percentage of the community that somehow managed to have their voices be the loudest. What are these people saying? Hurtful, nasty, undescribable things that are being said. I saw Veloci's video the other day about how somebody had been told to have their throat slit or something along those lines. Death threat over a dinosaur game with modding. I can't believe this. What has the world come to that a dinosaur game is getting people to say death threats to a team that are making mods for the game? A team that are making the game better. It's staggering to me. I would never dream of doing such a thing. Are there mods I don't like? Yes, I'm a human. There are mods I don't like. Am I going to tell you what they are? No, because I don't think it's fair that they receive any hate that's come from me. They can make mods. There's a reason I'm a content creator and not a modder. I can do content. Not as often as I'd like, but I can do content. Can't do modding. So I will never bash them for what they have managed to do or what their mod has created. Do I think every single mod is brilliant? No. If I was asked for constructive feedback, would I give it? Yes, because that's constructive. Am I going to tell them that their mod is shit and they need to go and throw themselves off a cliff? No. No. Because, let's be real, these guys are doing stuff that we can't actually do. A lot of us can't do it. So, it's amazing to me that we all have these massive opinions when we can't do it ourselves. Not only that, modding has been around since the very start of Path to Titans. Primordial Tyrants, to name one, have been here since the beginning. They're very important to Path to Titans. Now, there's a reason why this game has such a big roster compared to games like The Isle or Beasts of Bermuda, and that's because of the modding community. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd like to see more herbivores. That's just a personal preference. But modders are making mods based on stuff they want and what their teams want. And they're making the game better for it. We've got the Arizoa Creator mod. We've got crazy items. We've got so many good mods that aren't dinosaurs that have come from these modding teams. And there are people slandering them because a mod isn't up to their liking. And you've got to realise that when these mod creators are making these announcements, PT are sending out their announcement about it, Divine Beasts are doing it, KTO have mentioned it. When they're all mentioning it and they're all turning around and saying, if it continues, we're going because we're not dealing with this, it is those people that are the toxic few in the community that are going to kill the game. It is those few that are going to destroy Path of Titans. It is those few that are going to make it so that we only have Alderaan to rely on for new dinosaur releases. It is down to us, it is our responsibility as content creators, as modders, as good community members to call this out. To put a stop to it. You are not entitled to absolutely flame the hell out of the mod creators or pit mod teams against each other. They're all working together. They all speak to one another. I'm positive they do. And I'm sure a lot of them are good friends. They're just on different mod teams. Don't pit them against each other because that's not fair. I know several have come out and said that they don't want to be pitted against each other. That they don't want their work being compared to somebody else's work and that upsetting them, upsetting the other mod creator. What are we doing, guys? Like, seriously, what are we doing? When I joined this community 2 years ago, it was fantastic. I met Overlord, Cherry Coke, Val, all these people I have met over my time. And everyone was friendly. And then even I've noticed the level of toxicity increasing. I've seen it in Dynasty. I've seen it in PTR. I've seen it across many other realism servers. I've seen it across semi-realism servers. I've seen it in deathmatch servers. And I've seen it on officials. This isn't just toxicity towards mod creators. This is toxicity across the board. Path of Titans is terrible. In fact, here's a comment about it on Reddit where they refer to Call of Duty. Now, for those that weren't in the Call of Duty lobbies of 2008, 2007, I'm unfortunately old enough that I was in them. They were hell. Compared to today's standards, those COD communities were hell. There was racism. There was evil stuff said. Very evil stuff. Stuff that people of today would not even be able to cope with based on today's current world. And this same stuff is being said in Path of Titans. It's being talked about on Reddit. It's being talked about in our communities, our realism servers, our official servers. It's being talked about all over the place. How toxic Path of Titans is. And I need you all to just take a minute and think. There are 2 dinosaur games. No, 3 dinosaur games in this particular genre. The survival-esque genre. Now, I know Path of Titans is an MMO. But it has survival aspects. So it's going to be compared to these other 2. There is Beasts of Bermuda. There is Path of Titans. And there is The Isle. There are 3 games that have the monopoly. Of these 3 games, Beasts of Bermuda, in my opinion, is slowly falling. Its player base is getting smaller. The Isle is known for being toxic. It's got a dev that is known for being toxic. Path of Titans doesn't have a toxic dev team. And this isn't me bashing the Isle, but this is community feedback over time. The Isle does have somebody who is considered by the vast community to be toxic. The Isle community itself, on the whole, is pretty good. But a small portion are toxic. And a lot of people have left the Isle to come to Path of Titans. And now Path of Titans is experiencing toxicity. Is it the Isle, the community from the Isle's fault? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. This is a community of people within Path of Titans that have suddenly decided that it is okay for them to be toxic, for them to be nasty, for them to send death threats. It's unbelievable to me that we are talking about this in 2025. A time of acceptance. A time of love thy neighbour. A time of understanding. And we are talking death threats and toxicity within a dinosaur game that we all love. I never genuinely thought I'd do a video like this. But I watched Velocity's video, and I can see the anger. I can hear the anger in Velocity's voice. And I think all of you could too, with those of you that watched Velocity's video. If you haven't, there will be a card or a link or something to Velocity's video in the description or on this video. I understand the anger, because I'm looking at it too and I'm experiencing anger. People need to take a long, hard look at themselves and realise that it's not okay the way they're acting. It's not okay. It will never be okay to send death threats, to be true assholes to people who are giving up their time to create dinosaurs and creator packs and skin packs and all these amazing other mods that we have for free for this community. The fact that a lot of them are still doing it, despite the hate, despite everything that's being said to them, they're probably better people than I am. Because I'm not going to lie, if I was a mod creator, I would probably have jumped ship as well. And I think it's down to all of us to take out this toxicity. Alderon, you've got to start looking at your bans more. Communities, you need to also be looking at it. There comes a time where we have to say enough is enough. If people are going to bash these mods, not constructively, there's a difference between constructively and pure toxicity. Constructive allows for improvements. If they did this instead of this, I'm not quite sure on this animation if maybe they did this. Perhaps you can implement this. That is constructive. I don't like their mod because it moves weird, and for that, fuck them. That's not okay. That's not constructive. That's all opinionated. And you're either trying to cause anger, or you're so angry yourself you can't form a proper sentence, in which case you should probably stop typing. Is this video going to get me a load of hate? I don't know. Is it going to affect my views? I don't know. But in all honesty, when something like this happens, we have to stand as one. So I am standing with Velocity and with the mod creators. All of them. Not just the ones I've mentioned. All of them that are experiencing this hate. I'm standing with all of them. I'm standing with community owners. Community owners that have built their communities based on these mods. Dynasty uses a lot of mods. They, I'm sure, stand with the mod creators. PTR definitely does because they're part of a mod team. Crimson Isle. All the other, natural history and all the other Anthrax, all the other realism, semi-realism, deathmatch, Jurassic Hub, all those. I'm sure they all stand with the mod creators too. Because their communities were built using these mods. Before you type anything in anger or towards a mod creator, stating your disgust at the mod they have created, just stop. Think. Could you have done it better? Are you a mod creator and could you have done it better? Because I am not a mod creator. So I could not have done it better. I can give constructive feedback. But I can't give blind hate. Because that's not fair. I wouldn't want a mod creator to come into my videos, onto my YouTube, and slam my videos. Unless they could do it better. And if they could do it better, fair enough. Prove it. Join a mod team, become a mod team. And prove you can do better. but don't do it to others. Because once it starts happening to you as a mod creator, you'll realise just how bad your behaviour was. And you'll be joining the rest of us in saying, we need to stop this toxicity. Finally, I wanted to move on to another point. If anyone has looked at YouTube recently, there's a genre of video within Path of Titans that is making the rounds at the moment. I'm looking at a couple on my screen right now. Dealing with Discord groups. Boogeyman YouTube. Are Discord groups ruining the game? And I can understand why this genre has come up. There's another one here. I survived this toxic Discord group. Path of Titans has a built-in grouping system. 12 slots. What this is supposed to do is to stop mix packing to a massive extent. And what I mean by stop mix packing, I mean the mega packs. Now, Path of Titans is built up to be a team-based MMO. You are supposed to use different dinosaurs within one group to create a team that runs around. You've got your support dinosaurs, you've got your attack dinosaurs, you've got your quicker ones, and you've got your slower ones. And they're all supposed to work together as part of this big team within the game. However, the issue is people have found ways around this. And what they do is they form these mega packs where it is multiple groups formed together to be one large group. Is that an issue? Is that against the rules? Not really. Not in the sense that it's against the rules, but it is an issue. And why is it an issue? It is an issue because it destroys the game for everyone else. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, as long as I'm playing with my friends and I'm having fun, I don't care. Fair enough. But by forming these mega packs and going around and killing on sight and doing all the stuff you're doing, you're making the game unenjoyable for everyone else. What does that mean? If the game is unenjoyable, people are leaving. So, while I understand that this is more directed towards official servers, rather than what we've just been talking about being more community servers, it's still an issue. And it just shows there is an overriding issue around the Path of Titans community in general. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the people I've met have been lovely. I've had good relationships with loads of people. I've had bad relationships with a couple. But, on the whole, from an outside point of view, Path of Titans looks toxic. And it's off-putting for anyone that wants to join. Now, if we, as players of Path of Titans, those that have invested money into servers, into playing the game, into our dinosaurs, into skin packs, into all this stuff, we don't want to see the game die. And I'm sure most of the toxic people don't want to see the game die either. But if we carry on with this image of toxicity, the game will fall eventually. And we'll have no one to blame but ourselves. Because it's not going to be Alderon's fault. It's going to be ours, the players. Those of us that play this game in a toxic way. Why do we need to play toxic? Why do we need to be nasty to one another? We're playing a dinosaur game. It doesn't make sense. If you die, GG's, move on. It's fine to die. In fact, you're supposed to die. It's the manner in which people are getting killed that is the issue. The mega packs. They are a massive issue. I don't know what Alderon's going to do to try and put a stop to it. But I foresee them doing something. And I foresee the future of Path of Titans becoming a lot stricter because of the toxicity towards mod creators, because of the mega packs, because of the Discord groups that are toxic. Not every Discord group is toxic, I understand that, but because of the Discord toxic groups, things are going to get stricter and people are going to get banned. Alderon are going to do what they can to protect the game. And us as the community, we also need to do what we can. We need to report people that are being foul, racist, all the other stuff. We need to report them. Let Alderon deal with them. And that applies to those in community servers as well, those that run community servers. Report these people. Report them to Alderon. Let Alderon deal with them. Because this cannot continue. It really cannot continue. If we lose all the mod creators that we have, Path of Titans is going to be in a worse place. A much worse place. I really appreciate you watching this. It means a massive amount. And we all need to do a little bit better in preserving our community. The episode of Corvus will be out next Wednesday rather than obviously this week because of this video. I'm only doing 2 videos a week from now on, just until I get back into the swing of things. On Sunday, we're going to have a Bars Boldia video, which is fantastic. It was one of the best sessions I've had in a long time, all on Dynasty Realism. So if you're not part of Dynasty Realism, make sure you check them out. I will leave a Discord link to them down below. And that is going to end today's video. Sorry, it was a bit of a moan and a vent at the why have I got bits of white stuff at the toxicity of the community. I know it's not everyone, but in all honesty, I think it's about time we all stood together. Look at it all. I think it's about time that we stood together with this Velocity and the mod team, the mod creators, and all the server owners that are trying their hardest to fight the toxicity and whatever else. I think it's very important that we all band together. Now, with Alderon, I'm sure Alderon are also disgusted with the behaviour that is being witnessed recently, and I'm sure they're currently talking about things they can do to reduce it. And it is my hope that 2026 is going to be a much better year for Path of Titans. This year was good. There was a lot of TLCs. I personally want to see a little bit more in terms of progressing the game. Obviously, the quest system I'm not 100% on and whatever else, but that's just my personal opinion. And I'm very much one of those that will give constructive feedback should I be asked for it, but I'm not going to go out my way and bash Path of Titans because, quite simply, it's not easy making a game, especially when you've got a community that judges every single thing you do. So I hope 2026 is going to be a better year. I hope we're going to get a bigger roster. We're going to get more dinosaurs. I hope the mod creators stick around and look past the few, which I know is really hard. Being a content creator, I know what it's like when you're receiving comments of abuse. It is not fun. It is demoralizing. And there's quite a few times where even I myself consider just leaving Path of Titans. But I love the game so much. I've had some of my best moments over the last 2 to 3 years playing this game. A lot of you have seen a lot of these moments through my YouTube videos with the story of Latrine and the new story of Corvus coming in. My Tyranitar that released 2 videos that I've released in this last 7 days that have done incredibly well on my channel, which for somebody that's only just come back to the community in terms of releasing content, I've still been here, I've still been playing, but in terms of releasing content, to see them 2 get up to nearly 1,000 views for me was redemption almost. So I'm feeling good about playing Path of Titans more often. But I do agree with Velocity and the mod creators. This toxicity's got to stop. And we're the only ones that can help stop it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on Sunday for bars.